Have you ever been given an opportunity that you thought was from God, but it turns out it really wasn't? See, a lot of times as us as athletes, we're always trying to look for the next best thing, the best team, the best coaching staff, the best opportunity. But truthfully, as athletes, we have to know that not every opportunity that's given to us is necessarily a God-given opportunity. And today, this video is especially for my young athletes. So a couple months ago, I made a video about me going to a school called Oklahoma Wildcat Academy. And I just want to take this time to let you know what happened. You see, when I went to Oklahoma Academy, man, I thought my process was just like, man, I felt like I was behind. I thought there's so much development I gotta do. I was thinking that I wasn't ready to go to a 4-year school. And so, which is why I decided to go to Oklahoma Wildcat Academy. And so I looked at it as an opportunity to put me in position to go to a school that I always dreamed of going, which is, you know, at the time, which was Colorado. But at that time, I was just looking for another opportunity to be able to work on what it is that I need to work on. I went ahead, me and my mom, we took a trip down to Oklahoma. There we met Cortez Chapel, and also Coach Rock. Shout out Coach Rock. And see Cortez, he was always just, you know, making it seem like this was such a great opportunity. We're gonna get your film out, we're gonna do what we need to do, we're gonna help you get to where it is that you need to get to. Me being me, I was like, yeah, that sounds great. I mean, it's an opportunity. I get a chance to develop myself. At the time I'm a senior, I don't have no offers, mind you. And my high school coaches didn't help me get offers, neither were they advertising me to get offers anyway. So really, I had to go out and get offers myself. I got teammates that had to get their own offers. My high school, they didn't help me get no offers. They didn't even care enough to really put me on the field. But at the same time, though, I feel like I wasn't producing as much as I should have been to be able to be on the field. You got to understand, 6A D2 football in high school in Texas, crazy. You're going against some of the best competition in the country. So obviously they got to put the best of the best on the football field. But you see me, man, I wasn't even worried about all that, man. I just wanted an opportunity to be able to play at the next level. And for me, I thought Oklahoma was going to be the way for me. But I remember at the time, I met my brother, my spiritual brother. His name's Elijah. But when my mom met Elijah, Elijah told her that the first offer wasn't the offer. It's going to be the second. The second offer is going to be having a better opportunity with. And so, this is months prior, before OWA. And so anyways, so I went there and I should have recognized what it was. I mean, the living conditions wasn't the best at all. I mean, Cortez had us living in a doggone hotel, you know. And yes, it sounds crazy, but he had us living in a hotel. Mind you, fast forward to June, moving day. We in this hotel and it's surrounded just it was just horrible conditions. I mean, we had crackheads on a side not too far from us, down the street from us. There was one time a crackhead even snuck in the hotel to sleep on the first floor, because the first floor was the staff. That's where all the coaches was, and then the second floor was the athletes. And so it was a 3-story hotel, and I remember it was just me and Lee. We was the only ones that came. Uh, Man, Lee, he grew up in Oklahoma. A little bit on him. He grew up in Oklahoma. He had offers, it turns out, but he got caught up in some law stuff, and really it was just not looking good for him as far as playing football. His football dreams was over. But Oklahoma Wildcat Academy came around, and it gave him an opportunity. So I believe that this opportunity was really for me to meet Lee and to come into contact with a couple of coaches from there, but really meet Lee, honestly. And so we went. I had red flags. I had a bunch of things telling me just doesn't feel right. Something just doesn't feel right. I didn't feel right when I was there, honestly. And we was at the hotel. Cortez, he came and greeted us. I met Coach Rock, Coach Sonny. Shout out Coach Sonny, Coach Hill. And so we get there. I was the only one there for a couple hours. And the first red flag was $3,000 down payment. Crazy. I'm like, we not even in stable living conditions to be paying $3,000. But I went through with it. I mean, I was really just trying to see the positive in it. But truthfully, there was no positive in it. And so we went I paid the $3,000 down payment, and I was there for a little bit. It was only me at first. It was me, my mom, and my brother. They came and dropped me off, and so I'm there. A couple hours later, I meet Lee. Lee coming there. We dap each other up. We meet each other, and so we go upstairs. My mom leaves. It's just me and Lee and the coaches. So days goes on, and I'm questioning. I'm just like, where's the other athletes? And in my mind, I'm just like, I'm thinking that, I'm thinking that this is just something that I'm thinking about. But truthfully, there was a valid reason why I was thinking that, because I'm just like, if we're supposed to be at a academy, where's the other athletes, right? There was a group chat we had, over 60 plus athletes in there. Only two showed up. How does that make sense, right? And so we there. Days goes a couple days, and it's just like, there's nobody shows up. It's just me and Lee and the coaching staff. There's more coaches. It's like four. The ratio is about 5 coaches and 2 athletes, plus Cortez's wife. She doesn't really count as a coach, but she's technically staff. I think her name was like Melanie or something like that. And so we're there. We training. Me and Lee do what we do. Another red flag was when we went to the gym. We went to Planet Fitness. Now, shout out Coach Sonny, because Coach Sonny and Coach Hill and Coach Rock was the only coaches that was actually trying to get us to do something, to keep us in the lab, keep us doing something, making us, continue to keep working, keep grinding, But then again, we're all under the same question, like, where's everybody else, you know? And so we're working out, we doing what we do, we keep on working out. Time goes on, and at this point, it's about 10 days in at this school, quote unquote school, and still just me and Lee. We're the only athletes there, mind you, and we're still out ratio by coaches. So Cortez comes up one day. He's just like, hey, some things came up. I appreciate y'all for working. Y'all put in good work. I really appreciate y'all for coming here to come and put in the work in, and just like basically he let us go early. Now, at first I was just like, okay, cool. I get to go back home. But another thing was, on this day when he dismissed us, it was so strange because all the coaches, Coach Sonny, Coach Hill, Coach Rock, they all left. Apparently, they all got fired. Me and Lee's like, how in the world did they get fired? What did they do? Because mind you, these are the only coaches that's working with us. And so Cortez doesn't tell us nothing. Prior, before he came up there, we called Coach Hill. We was asking him, we was like, Coach, what's going on? Why y'all get fired? That don't even make no sense. Like, y'all was the only coaches working with us. What's going on? So Coach Hill tells us blatantly, he lets us know, like, basically, to summarize everything, the school was too broke to be able to afford pay the coaches. The school was too broke. And we're like, what? What you mean the school is broke? He's like, basically, we're an independent school district. Basically, all the money that comes there is coming through the athletes, putting down that $3,000 initial deposit, and we don't get no type of FAFSA. We don't get no type of government aid assistance, none of that. We had to pay all that money out of pocket, $3,000. Mind you, this tuition I had to pay was $15,000. That's included with the scholarship. So really, the overall was 18,000. Lee was paying that. He was paying 18,000. I was paying 15,000 because I was technically on scholarship. And so Lee put initially $5,000 down. I put $3,000 down. And basically, we're finding out that everything from the school, everything for the school's budget was all depending on the athletes. That's why he was pushing us to pay $3,000. That's why Cortez was pushing us to pay $3,000 to be able to have a program. So that's what they were banking on. They were banking on 60 plus athletes. That's just football. Apparently, we're supposed to have softball, soccer, track, everything else under the sun, basketball too. But it was only 2 football athletes. Now I did the calculations. If everybody would have came, if it would have been like the 60 plus athletes, they would have made like $1 million. But with only 2 athletes showing up, they only made anywhere about maybe 10,000. And truthfully, a lot of athletes didn't come because of that $3,000. As athletes, we're believed that an opportunity is given to us so that we can be able to go to school for free or go to school at a way cheaper price. But see, this in this instance, it didn't make sense why we were paying basically $15,000 just to go to a prep school. That's a 1 year school. That's not even a full year. That's a couple months. This is the next morning after Cortez tells us he dismisses us. Me and Lee wake up, and Coach Rick, basketball coach, shout out Coach Rick. He was a basketball coach. He comes to knock on our door, and he's just like, hey man, just to let you know, we the only ones here. So whenever you ready, pack your stuff up, put them in the car, we can go leave, cool, right? But the problem with that was the night before, Cortez told us that it was supposed to be the girls softball coach that was supposed to take Lee home, and the boys basketball coach that's supposed to take me home, right? But we wake up, Coach Rick is the only coach there, mind you. Everybody else is gone. So at this point, I'm just like, what the heck do we do? It's just me and Lee and Coach Rick. How are we gonna figure this out? And I'm just like, I told Coach Rick, I'm like, respectfully, Coach, I could not leave Lee just out here high and dry, Coach. I gotta get him home safely before me, because I'm just like, it just wouldn't sit right with me if we just left Lee like that. Mind you, nobody else is at this hotel. It is just me, Lee, and Coach Rick, and I mean, of course, the hotel attendants. But we take Lee home. He happened to live in Oklahoma City. Grateful for that. And so he leaves. Coach Rick comes to get me. And at this point, with everything going on, the news that Coach Hill told me, with this not being a program anymore, the program not gonna work, it's gonna fail. Basically, I'm under so much stress and I had so much going on. I thank God for my wise counsel. Mind you, I ain't talked to nobody during this time I was gone. The only people I talked to was my mom, preach, and my spiritual grandma. And I ain't have nobody to really lean on like that. I only had those three people and God to lean on. And I'm like, I'm just going through so much stress. I got so much stuff going through my mind. My mind is racing. I don't know what to do. I don't know what's going on. So me and Coach Rick, you know, put my stuff in Coach Rick's car. We leave. He takes me to North Texas. This is a little bit somewhere past before Dallas. And so gratefully, my mom was she just happened to be off in time. She came, got me, and we just took a road. We just took a trip down. And there's a lot more to the story. If I can get another part with Coach Hill and Coach Sonny, Coach Rock to tell their perspective, you know, just let them know, like, this, it wasn't just me that this impacted all of us, because we was all under the impression that this was about to be a functioning school. We was about to come out here. It's about to be some killer athletes. Like, we about to do our thing. We're gonna get these athletes to college. That's what we under the impression of. But thing was, Cortez lied to all of us. Cortez Chappell, yes, he lied to all of us, played all of us, and that whole situation has been messed up. I'm still fighting to get money back from that school. Through all this lesson taught me that not every opportunity is from God. So us as athletes, man, we have to have strong discernment and be so in tune with God to know what opportunity is for us to take and which opportunity isn't for us to take. Which opportunity is from God and which opportunity isn't from God. We have to be so in tune with the Lord. We fail so much, especially in the younger generation. We fail so much because we want to lean on our own understanding. The Bible says, trust in the Lord and lean not on your own understanding. And so we as athletes, we got to lean on God, not on our own understanding. But in the midst of everything that happened with OWA throughout and everything that was going on throughout the summer, man, God opened up a door for me to go to a Christian school called Houston Christian University, man. And I'm forever grateful that God has blessed me with that opportunity. And I knew it was ordained by God because I just knew when I came to the school, when I came to the campus, it felt like everything just was just right. Everything was good. Everything was smooth sailing. To know that when I came here the first day, I didn't even have my transcript to the school, and to leave that day fully enrolled with my deposit down of everything, and just knowing how much scholarships and grants they was giving me, I knew it was only from God. And truthfully, man, I'm just forever grateful for it, man. I mean, I've always wanted to live in Houston. I've always wanted to go to a Christian school. So when I first seen Houston Christian, I was just like, yeah, this is probably gonna be the school for me, honestly. And it just reminds me, like, God's plan over my plan. My plan was OWA, and that failed, like, tremendously. It failed. But HCU, when God came through with the opportunity for me to go to HCU, man, I just knew it was from God. And that's when I realized, God's plan over my plan any day. A lot of times we think that our best ideas, we have some of the best ideas for our lives, but you gotta understand, God's lowest idea is better than the greatest idea that you ever thought of. So we gotta lean on the Lord. We gotta put our trust in the Lord. At the end of the day, like, God put us on this earth for a reason. You have to be able to fulfill that purpose that you was put on this earth for. And so you trying to do everything that you want to do and lean on your own understanding, it's just taken away from what God had already ordained for your life to be. You have to put your trust in the Lord and just know and believe that whatever it is that God takes you, He's gonna take care of you and you're gonna be taken care of each and every step of the way. No matter what it looks like, no matter what the hardships look like, no matter what the pros and cons look like, you got to know that God is going to take care of you no matter where he takes you, no matter what door he opens for you, he's going to take care of you. If God brought you to it, he's going to bring you through it. Let me stop right here because this is not just about me. This is to my young athletes, letting y'all know not every opportunity that you get, not every offer that you get is from God, man. Like, truthfully, not every opportunity that you get is for you. You don't need to hop on the first offer that you get. You don't need to hop on the first opportunity you get. You got to be able to take time, reflect, make sure it's something that is for you. Pray on it. Seek your wise counsel. Don't just make decisions for yourself, but make decisions based off of wise counseling and wisdom and just the knowledge, and just making sure you asking questions, not just about football, not just about sports, but make sure you asking about things about your academics and ask about the environment. You got to be able to have discernment in all of these things. You have to know that that these opportunities that you're going to get, these offers that you're going to get are from God. Don't just chase the hype because it sounds good. Oh, yeah, maybe it might be D1. Yeah, maybe it might be D2. Look at every aspect of everything. Look at the fruits of their labor. Look at long-term growth. Look at character. Make sure you take all of that into perspective, and you make sure you process everything, because a lot of times we want to just sign to these big old D1 schools, and then we get mad when we ain't playing, or when we get mad when the coach leaves, or we get mad when things don't go our way. Make sure you take everything into perspective, and you make sure you look at every aspect of everything going on with these offers, these opportunities. Make sure you do your research, do your deep dive research on these schools, because sometimes these schools, they portray to be something that they're not. And make sure you ask your wise counsel. Pray for every opportunity. Pray that these opportunities are from the Lord. And if they don't feel right, if it don't look right, if something about it's not right, don't go. Seek your wise counsel. Seek wisdom. Do not make decisions based on your own knowledge and understanding. Talk to God most of all. Do not make decisions based on your own understanding just because things sound good, and do not make decisions based off of short-term feelings. Trust that God's going to bring you in the right direction, and trust that God's direction is going to be put you in the best position possible, because God will never lead you astray. My mom always tells me, I don't benefit from your failure. I benefit from your success. My mom always tells me that she will never put me in a place to fail, because she's not going to benefit from it. My family's not going to benefit from me failing. They only benefit from me winning and my success at the end of the day. So just remember at all times, God will never lead you astray. If something doesn't feel right, if something about it just doesn't make sense, if something's not adding up, don't go through with it. Always make sure you listen to your wise counsel and you listen to God. I say all this to say, be patient, stay faithful, and trust God's timing. You are not behind. God's plan is always greater. Philippians 4:13 reminds us that when we put our trust in the Lord, we have strength to do everything. So, I mean, this is my story, and I'm still writing it as we speak. And I know at the end of the day, God's got me, and He got you too. Put your trust in the Lord, and God will never lead you astray. If you take anything from this, remember God's plan over your plan, God's timing over your timing, and God's plan is always better. God's way is always better. At the end of the day, God's plan is always bigger and it's always better. Man, I appreciate y'all for watching this video, man. I hope y'all got some great gems out of this video, man. I want to make sure, you know, I just want to make sure I spread awareness around this, man. Share this video to any other athletes to encourage them. I just want to make sure I spread awareness around this. Athletes, make sure y'all are doing y'all research on these schools, and don't just jump on any and every opportunity. Make sure you take time to process it, seek wise counsel on it, and don't just make decisions based on your own understanding, man. But truthfully, man, it's your boy Jermichael. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I'll catch y'all in another video, man. Peace.